John and Jane Smith arrive at a marriage counseling session looking like a polished, perfect couple, yet both sit stiffly, guarded, and distant. The therapist asks them simple questions, but their answers expose cracks in their relationship, small disagreements, awkward silences, and an emotional distance growing heavier each day. Neither of them knows how to express the truth that their marriage feels hollow, a performance they are tired of maintaining. What neither of them reveals is the biggest secret of all. Each of them is a highly trained assassin working for rival agencies, both hiding their double lives behind ordinary routines. Their marriage, built on lies and half-truths, is on the edge of breaking long before they discover the truth about each other. Years earlier, John and Jane had met in Bogotá, pretending to be travelers stranded in a chaotic town under strict security. When authorities searched for suspicious outsiders, they pretended to be a couple to avoid interrogation. The lie felt natural, almost comforting, and their chemistry sparked instantly. Their time together was brief but passionate and intense. They married shortly after returning home, each believing the other was a safe, simple choice, a partner who didn't ask too many questions and who seemed to accept the surface-level stories they told about their lives. 5 or 6 years into their marriage, life settled into a predictable routine. John believed Jane worked in risk analysis for a tech company. Jane believed John ran a construction firm. They shared a beautiful suburban home, hosted dinners, and maintained polite friendships, yet they remained emotionally distant. Their conversations held politeness instead of intimacy. They hid weapons, false identities, and secret missions behind locked doors and coded alarms. Their lives were synchronized lies, two professionals playing domestic roles without truly connecting. When each of them is assigned to eliminate the same target, a young man named Benjamin, the tank, Dan's who escaped a convoy, they cross paths during a mission without knowing the other's identity. Jane sets up an elaborate trap in the desert with a team of operatives and advanced technology, while John takes a more improvisational, aggressive approach. Their plans collide when they spot each other interfering, masked and unrecognizable. Both fail the mission because they accidentally sabotage each other's work. Afterward, their agencies become suspicious, beginning internal investigations to determine which operative compromised the assignment. Both John and Jane receive orders to take out the other operative responsible for the botched mission. Neither realizes the target is their own spouse until later. Meanwhile, the tension in their marriage escalates. They begin speaking curtly, pushing boundaries, and sensing that each other's secrets run far deeper than marriage fatigue. Their instincts sharpen, their awareness heightens. They begin observing each other more carefully. Suspicion rises like electricity between them. The truth comes out violently during a tense dinner at home. Jane studies the clues and realizes John's cover story doesn't add up. She attempts to subtly poison him during their meal, and he senses the danger. Their polite dinner turns into a deception-filled standoff. When John tries to escape the house, Jane attacks him. The calm facade collapses instantly into an explosive confrontation. They fight viciously, using weapons hidden inside furniture, knives disguised as kitchen tools, and combat skills they had concealed for years. Their home turns into a battlefield of martial arts, gunfire, smashed walls, and broken furniture. Yet beneath their aggression is frustration, betrayal, and unresolved emotions. The fight escalates until both have weapons aimed at each other, breathing heavily, exhausted, and finally seeing one another clearly for the first time. Instead of pulling the trigger, they pause. Something shifts. Anger mixes with passion, fear with longing. They realize they've been hiding behind lies for years. That moment breaks the emotional barrier between them. They end up reconnecting physically and emotionally, acknowledging the truth they denied for so long. Despite the deception, they genuinely love each other. The next morning, however, their agencies mark them both as liabilities. Their home is wired with explosives. Operatives surround the neighborhood, and both John and Jane become targets of their own employers. When they realize they're both in danger, they choose to stick together. For the first time, they operate as a team rather than adversaries. They flee the house moments before it explodes, then begin an intense escape journey filled with close calls, ambushes, and confrontations. John takes Jane to a secret hideout belonging to an old friend, Eddie, who is frustrated about being dragged into their chaos. Meanwhile, Jane's organization hacks her communication devices and labels her a threat, sending an elite strike team to eliminate her. John's agency does the same to him. Both now face unified opposition. Everyone is hunting them. Working together for survival forces them to confront emotional truths. John admits he has never entirely been honest with her, not just about his job but about his feelings. Jane confesses that she has never allowed herself to be vulnerable. Their partnership becomes stronger as they replace years of guarded silence with teamwork, humor, and trust. They exchange personal details for the first time, revealing simple truths like favorite drinks, childhood memories, and hidden fears, small things they never shared before. Ironically, running for their lives becomes the first honest chapter of their marriage. As they dig into why both agencies betrayed them, they discover that Benjamin Dans, the young target they were assigned to capture, was actually bait, a setup to expose both John and Jane, who were too skilled and too expensive for their agencies to keep. In other words, the agencies used Dans to force the two elite assassins into eliminating each other. This betrayal fuels their determination to survive and fight back. They seek out Dans, question him, and learn he was used as a pawn just like them. When their location is discovered again, they are ambushed by professional killers. John and Jane fight side by side with coordinated moves, covering each other with precision. Their chemistry as partners is undeniable, and they surprise even themselves with how effectively they operate as a team. After escaping yet another attack, they realize the only way to survive is to stop running and fight their agencies head-on. Their final stand takes place inside a massive home furnishing store. The building is quiet at first, almost peaceful, but soon swarms with armed agents sent to kill them. John and Jane prepare for the battle with tactical confidence, reloading ammunition, setting up positions, and sharing a moment of humor before the chaos begins. When the agents attack, the couple fights back with a combination of strategy, agility, and raw determination. They slide across aisles, hide behind displays, use kitchen tools as improvised weapons, and support each other seamlessly. The firefight is intense, with waves of operatives closing in, yet John and Jane refuse to give up. They move like a single unit, communicating with gestures and instinct, protecting each other at every turn. The battle becomes symbolic, not just a fight for survival, but a fight for their marriage, their identity, and their reclaimed honesty. After eliminating the attackers, they emerge bruised, exhausted, and covered in dust, but victorious. They walk back into marriage counseling somewhat proudly, answering the therapist's questions with surprising openness. John talks about growth. Jane talks about communication. Both admit that their marriage, strangely enough, has never been stronger. The therapist appears baffled, unaware that the couple sitting before him has just survived a war. John and Jane return home with a renewed sense of commitment. Their relationship now thrives on honesty, trust, and shared danger. By confronting their lies, fighting their demons, and standing together against impossible odds, they finally become the partners they always pretended to be. Their future remains uncertain, but for the first time since meeting each other in Bogotá, they are completely, undeniably on the same side. Their marriage, once built on secrecy, now stands on truth, passion, and the unbreakable bond they fought to protect.